Heroes of Fantasy Football podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Heroes of Fantasy Football podcast. Life is going great past the draft. There are winners and there are losers in every facet of the NFL. So we are here to break down all of the rookie winners and losers. Tonight, I'm joined by Chris Felice and Richie Kopech. Gentlemen, I say we just get right into it. We got a lot to go over. Fun landing spots, some maybe not so much. Some kind of put a damper on things, but before we get started, want to say thank you for everyone that supports the show by liking, commenting, subscribing, viewing. All of it helps. Really appreciate all of you. We have a Discord. I will put that link in the description below this video. You can join us on all of our socials. I'll put those there as well. And we got a couple sponsors. So the first one, I want to get out of the way now because it's really, really good. Fanatics. They're the go-to spot to go get your new gear. If you want rookie gear, you go there. They have jerseys online right now. Go check out the description in the video below. There's a link. It's our affiliate link. That's one of the best ways you can help support us here on this independent podcast. We just want to bring as much to you as possible, and that allows us to do that. So, check it out. All right, first winner. This one I don't want to really go too deep into because everyone knows going into it, he was going to be a winner. Ashton Jeanty gets drafted at the 6th pick overall by the Las Vegas Raiders. He basically has no one to compete with him. So I guess the question that everyone's going to ask, I'm going to ask each one of you, is Ashton Jeanty a top 12 running back for the 2025 NFL season? Yes or no? Rich, let's start with you.
I'm going to say yes. He looks he looks special to me. So I think with that, if you're looking at who is the top 12 right now, I think you can easily get into that top half, if not really into the middle. I mean, I wouldn't put him at the early, in the 1, 2, or 3 spot yet, without seeing him in the NFL field. But for what it is, yeah, top 12, I could see him breaking that.
Chris, what about you?
I'm going to go no. I have nothing against Ashton Jeanty. I think that he is a fantastic player, a fantastic prospect. I have an issue with the team that he is on. I think that is what will hold him back from breaking into that top 12. I'm going to go for top 16, which is very close.
So you don't hate him, you just don't like him as much.
No.
Not bad.
No. Yeah. No, but yeah, it's really, I think the placement is kind of what's killing me here. I think for the future it'll be fine as they start to build around the offense a little bit more, but right now it's very shaky. Hasn't really inspired too much confidence in me lately. So that's where I'm going to stand.
So you're afraid of... Go ahead, Rich. Sorry.
I was just going to say that, I mean, Pete Carroll being there, right, is Mr. Run the Ball himself. I think...
I'm not saying that the coach isn't good. I'm saying that the team isn't good. Okay,
no, I get you. Yeah. I mean, and I had that same kind of thought as well. But I mean, Brock Bowers did well last season, being on the Raiders team that didn't have that great of a quarterback. They now do have Geno Smith, so maybe it might not be so bad. I don't know. I think I'm just seeing the glass at a more half full.
Volume. He's going to get all of it. I mean, Dylan Laube, Sincere McCormick, Raheem Mostert, Zamir White. Those are the only running backs.
Do not curse Raheem Mostert again. Don't do it. He'll come out of nowhere and start ruining seasons again. I've seen it before. Random.
I mean, he ruined a lot of fantasy manager seasons last year. That's for sure. He already did it.
He did.
But,
so don't invoke that.
Either way, Jeanty, he's going to be good. All right. Think Bijan just in a worse situation, I guess. All right. Next guy here, Travion Henderson goes to the Patriots. I think that's a winner, in my opinion. He was drafted early in the second round. Right? I think it was second round. Only has really Antonio Gibson and Ramondre Stevenson, who I know is going to be there for a bit. But overall, I mean, Henderson's game looked pretty good, a pretty dynamic player. I think Ramondre is going to take a little bit early, the ground and pound game, and then they're going to kind of switch things up with Henderson. But what do you guys think about Henderson? Do you guys agree that he's a winner based on draft capital, or do you think this team is just hot garbage and it's going to be kind of rough to get ahead? So, Chris, we'll start with you with this one.
I like this a lot. I like the landing spot. I mean, as you mentioned, Ramondre Stevenson and Antonio Gibson are there, but I see Henderson kind of eclipsing both of them in that depth chart. So I like it. I like it a lot. I am a fan.
Rich, I know you have Stevenson in our Dynasty League. Do you have any bias here, or do you think Henderson's a winner?
No, I mean, I'm definitely nervous as a Ramondre Stevenson shareholder. I think that at the end of the season, we're probably going to see Travion take over as the lead back. From what I understand, he has the special ability of that breakout speed. If he gets to the secondary, he's kind of gone, which we love to see. So combine that with a little bit more of his passing ability, and I also hear that he is exceptionally well at the pass block, which is going to be huge. He's going to become Drake May's kind of, I think, his favorite target. As more of an outlet, get the ball into Travion's hands and see what he can do. Type of player. I mean, looking at him, at the combine and just a little bit of clips that I've seen just from there on Good Morning Football. There is some spark in that boy, and I think I'm not going to say yes, he's going to be the golden child. I mean, the Patriots have a lot of question marks, but I think he's in a good spot for some good success against the teams that he has to go against. Being the Bills, the Jets. I'm not concerned about them as far as their run defenses. So at least we didn't see much from them last year, at least. So yeah, I think Henderson can definitely shine. Over time.
All right, perfect. Next guy here, I know some people don't agree with, but he's my 102 in every league. Just doesn't matter what the format is. It's gonna be Omarion Hampton. He was a running back I was really high on heading into the draft, and now he goes into a situation with a coach who, guess what? He loves running the football. So I don't care that Najee's there. He was not re-signed by the Steelers for a reason. He landed in a good situation, but sadly, he's already on the hot seat. So this is a team that I expect to be a lot better this season. Omarion Hampton was just dynamic in every part of the game, and I love that. So Omarion Hampton might be my biggest winner of this entire draft, to be honest. What do you guys think?
Yep. I definitely agree with that 100%. I really like Omarion. I'm excited for him. I like Harbaugh and just the size of this kid, dude. I'm excited. I think Hampton brings good prowess, good ability as far as just running down people. And um, from what I read, if it wasn't for Genty, Hampton would be the clear cut number one in this class. So I like Hampton.
Yeah, very good consolation prize if you do not have the 101. Chris, Marion Hampton, what are your thoughts?
I have nothing else to add. I agree. I think this is like out of all situations, best situation for a guy to end up in.
Perfect. So you heard it here. Marion Hampton, going to be good at football. All right. Next guy here is Quinshon Judkins, drafted to the Cleveland Browns. This kind of caught me off guard. I didn't expect them to take a running back this early. I expected them to look a little bit later, especially, but I thought they had other holes to fill. But being drafted as early as he was by a team that is in desperate need of a running back, after I don't think they've re-signed Nick Chubb yet, correct? I don't know if Nick Chubb is signed anywhere, actually. So that's still
Check.
in the wind, but it's just Jerome Ford and no one else. I know there's other people there, but they don't count. So I think he goes into a decent situation where he should get a little bit more volume. Having Jerome Ford there, someone who they trust in the offense, might hold him back a little bit, but he's one I'm willing to be patient on. So Did you find that answer, Chris?
Getting there. Hold on. So
Okay.
currently, no one has signed him. And also,
Okay.
he is still free agent. I'm just trying to
They'll
figure
probably
out
sign
how.
a cheap deal with the Browns. I'm sure they'll bring him back. He basically is
What are you
a
talking
Cleveland
about?
boy. Nick Chubb.
Oh, I think he is still free
Yeah,
agent.
he is free agent right now.
Yeah. He probably won't be a free agent for long, but for now he is. So what? How early would you be willing to take Quinshon Judkins in rookie draft right now? Is he a back in the first? Is he a second round pick? I know that we haven't gotten to the wide receivers and quarterbacks.
Yeah, I'll say it kind of does depend on team need. If I'm being honest, a little bit, but like I'd say at most middle of the first. I got like pick 6, pick 7, latest probably end of the first. He's definitely leaving the first round. Definitely not early first. I mean, you got like your Genties, your Hamptons, your Tet, Ibuka.
And
I
Ward, Sam Superflex.
yeah. All
Yeah.
like Cam Ward, Tyler Show, maybe even I don't know, right?
Tyler Show.
Maybe Shador Sanders, maybe Shador Sanders.
Well,
I don't
wait.
know. Yeah,
I think Tyler Show is going to show Derek Carr the door.
there's
Oh, I see what you
possibility.
did there. I wish you didn't do it, but I see what you did there.
Maybe even Luther Burden. I don't know. There's a lot of names.
I like how Chris just went right over. It's like I don't even acknowledge it. We're just
kept
we're gonna
on
do,
I'm
going.
we're gonna do this.
I'm gonna keep going. You ain't gonna stop me. You're gonna stop me.
I'm a dad. I gotta come with the dad jokes, man. Come on.
But no, yeah. In all seriousness, somewhere in the first round.
Yeah, mid first.
All right, this other guy here is someone I am willing to move up in drafts to go get. Caleb Johnson, drafted
more with-
to the Pittsburgh Steelers. What's that?
I said I couldn't agree more with that statement. Actually, I am trying to find ways to get myself back up into the kind of around. I think that 7, 8 is your sweet spot for Caleb Johnson. And though it might feel like you're reaching or it's too high still for him, I think that's going to be a good spot for him. I'm excited for this kid. Pittsburgh, that offense. Mike Tomlin is somebody that we know has had success. Time and time again throughout the
Oh,
years.
yeah.
So really, with that, it's going to be great. I think to see another young back get in there. I mean, I think Najee was just not the answer, or for me, it just didn't look like the right fit. But Caleb, I think some good stuff we're going to see from this kid.
Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, it's just Jalen Warren right now that's there outside of him. So I think he's going to be immediately a workhorse running back because I don't think Jalen Warren's going to be the answer. I think he's going to be in the same role he was with Najee on the field, where he's just going to be used on third down and maybe some special 2-minute drills or special plays and things like that. But I mean, Caleb Johnson reminded me of David Montgomery and just the way he's not going to like juke to the side, juke left and right. He's going to be a north-south runner, but guess what? In a Pittsburgh Steelers Mike Tomlin offense, like that's gold. It's fantasy gold. It has been for years. You just want a dude that's going to run straight into the end zone. And we're still waiting to see what they're doing at quarterback, but if they don't get a good one or if they do get Aaron Rodgers, being at the age and whatever fitness level he's at this point in his career, he's going to look to dump it off more. I mean, just look at what happened with Big Ben when he was at that age and playing that in the Steelers offense. Like he was just like, all right, it was check down central. So I think that's going to be a great, great value. Next guy here, RJ Harvey going to the Denver Broncos. I was expecting one of the big three to go to this team. I expected the first round running back. Didn't work out. They didn't do it. And I think they got a decent value. Are you guys willing? This is kind of a similar discussion that we had one of the episodes between, Amari and Hampton and Ashton Genty as a similar situation to when it was Jonathan Taylor being drafted later than Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Now, RJ Harvey doesn't have that level of, I guess, athleticism or anything, and he's not of that pedigree. But could this be someone that everyone's going to jump up for in drafts and maybe select a little too early than they should. What do you guys think of RJ Harvey? It's just Jaleel McLaughlin there.
I think this is definitely a type of player that if you're struggling at running back, you will definitely, greed for someone like him if that's where you're struggling and it kind of is there you got a couple guys in front of them like, man, I kind of should take these other guys, but RJ Harvey, man, probably has a direct shot to the number one like RB role on that team. That might be a trap. It might be a trap. I think it's good for him. You'll find out real fast if he's good or not. You'll find out real fast if he's worth it. That's not an issue. But yeah, definitely could be a trap. I'm very 50-50 on it.
I mean, he was the 60th overall pick. That's pretty good in
It is
NFL.
very good.
I mean, second round pick, you're looking at teams that, second round running backs are usually pretty good. So I expect him to get the work, and I think this offense is going to be very good. So he's someone I'd be willing to take. I just don't know if I'd be willing to take. I think I'd take all the other guys ahead of him, in my opinion. Like, I'd be taking Gentry, Henderson, Hampton, obviously. I'd take Caleb Johnson. Judkins and him are the only ones that I'd be okay with either one. I think RJ Harvey might actually have a little bit more upside. I mean, it's just Jaleel McLaughlin and Audric Estime, who they drafted last year. So, Rich, do you think RJ Harvey is going to be a sneaky ad in drafts?
I am also 50-50, yeah. So it's hard for me to say that I think he's sneaky. I'm not that excited about him. I just think that he has opportunity. So, but like you mentioned, there's not much of players behind him. Jaleel I like, but it seems that Jaleel cannot be a workhorse back. So, yeah, we'll see. That's all I got to say on him.
All right, next guy here is Cam Scatabo going to our New York Football Giants. I think it's a good landing spot, to be honest. I mean, he's only got one guy really ahead of him, and we all, I think, liked his skill set. So I think you can get him late second, early third. I don't think people are going to be jumping up to get a Giants player, especially after they did what they did in the draft and the current thoughts of what is going to transpire over the next couple of years.
You're still not happy about that.
I'm still not happy. I'll never be happy until I'm proven wrong, and then I'll be sad that I was proven wrong. So it's okay. It's a vicious cycle. But Cam Scatabo,
Always.
it was a dumb pick. There's no one out there.
Stop.
Continue.
We're not getting into it.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rich. Cam Scatabo.
I like the player. I like what I hear about the player. Seems like he's poised or trying to make a name for himself or who he's going to be in the NFL. So I will take the chance on him. I'm not saying I won't if I have a middle of the second round pick. That's probably where I'd go to 2.5-ish. So there I'm comfortable taking him or taking the opportunity. Other than that, I'm not reaching for him.
Chris, anything else?
Yeah, I'm in agreement. I think if I'm a Tyron Tricio owner, I'm a little worried, because clearly the Giants don't see like a direct future, obviously, because they drafted this kid, So I'd be a little worried about that sort of thought process at the moment. But I'm not reaching. I think another 50-50 candidate definitely could be fantastic, but could also be a somewhat of a flop. We'll have to see if the season kind of transpires.
Alrighty. Yeah, I mean, he's someone, if he falls to me in drafts, I'll take him, but I'm not going to go out of my way to get him on my team. All right, let's move on to wide receivers. Main winner, Tet McMillan. Gets drafted to the Carolina Panthers, who are in need of wide receivers. What was he, the 8th or 10th overall pick in this year's draft? So, pretty good draft capital. Clear need. I was a little bit lower on him than you guys were going into the draft. He was not my wide receiver one in this class. So why don't you guys take it away with Tet? What we got?
I'll be fast. I'll be concise. I like the landing spot. They need somebody to pair with the young quarterback of Bryce Young. Nothing too crazy. Build the rapport. Get better. good starting point to rebuild that offense. That's about it. Go, Richie.
Agreed.
Excellent analysis. All right, next guy here is Golden Boy, as Rich put him in our chat that I had no idea who he was talking about. It's Matthew
Golden Boy.
Golden.
Just say, hold on. You can't just say Golden Boy. You gotta Golden Boy. You have to spice it up. This man was the first wide receiver that Green Bay has drafted since 2002 in Green Bay. His name is Golden. He went to the team that has the gold and green as their colors. I mean, all of these collisions. Aaron Rodgers is going nuts, wondering why they draft a wide receiver when he left. I mean, there's just so many aspects to this, and that's why Golden Boy has been earned.
Okay, so he's now going to be Golden Boy from now on. So we'll have to see if we keep that. I'm probably not going to keep it, but you guys can. So yeah, it goes in a really good situation. Jordan Love. It makes this wide receiver room real hard to figure out, though, because
I hate it.
Yeah, I mean, Jaden Reed, I thought was going to be a thing last year. He had hot and cold games, and Christian Watson just cannot stay healthy for the life of him. And
Nope.
Romeo Doubs is a good NFL wide receiver, but I don't think he's a really good fantasy wide receiver. He'll have those pop-off games, but then you got the tight ends there, Luke Musgrave and Tucker Kraft. What's going on with those guys? Like, it's, if anything, this is really good for Josh Jacobs, and it's really good for Jordan Love. Outside of that, I'm probably going to pass.
Yes.
It's tough. It's a weird wide receiver room. It's tough.
All right. The next wide receiver winner is, for me, he's still my wide receiver one in this class. Egbuka. He goes to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which was a pretty big surprise because they have Mike Evans and they just re-signed Chris Godwin. I don't care.
Not that big of a surprise. Mike Evans is leaving. I mean, okay, he'll play this season, but they need answers. They need players.
Well, I mean, it threw everyone off. They're like, oh, why did you just... Because the play style of Egbuka and Chris Godwin are pretty similar. They're both slot wide receivers that they could be used on the outside, but they're more schemed open, excellent route runners. This is a situation where I'm looking at similar to what happened with JSN. He's drafted to a team that has two proven wide receivers ahead of him. They're both good. I know Chris is probably looking like Tyler Lockett wasn't that good, but he was for that year. He was still a proven asset on that team, so still bad. So
we looked it up.
Yes, we did.
On the stream, you could not come back to me with proof to kind of back that up. Is all I'm trying to say here.
He still had Pete Carroll in his ear saying, "Throw the ball to him, throw the ball to Tyler Lockett." But still, I think this is a situation where you're going to have to be a little bit patient with Egbuka. I don't think this year he's going to, blow the doors off of anything, but he has that potential in the future. So he's someone I'm willing, if I can move up to the 105, 106 to get him in a draft, I'm doing so, and I'm not thinking too much about it. I'll sit on this year. I don't care because I think he has the talent and the opportunity in the future to be someone that, look at what JSN just did. I mean, he went from people who were like, oh my God, his rookie year was terrible. What's going on with JSN? Now he's probably a top 6, definitely top 12 Dynasty wide receiver. I think he can make that jump. Chris, why don't you retort?
I'll be fast. I don't disagree with him being a winner just for different, somewhat reasons, right? He will not do anything this season, probably, barring an injury. That's just, like you said, he's going to have to sit. And you're gonna have to be okay with that, and that's a calculated risk to take. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're rebuilding. You get this guy. He'll be good in a year or two. I don't know if he'll have exactly. I think the road for him to get to the caliber of JSN is a little harder because Chris Godwin, I feel like, is more prominent in the offense. Weirdly enough, even though he hasn't really done much, the re-signing of him right now is what makes me think that. Whereas JSN had DK Metcalf and nothing really happened there on the contract end. So I think it's a little bit harder. So it might take a little bit longer, but eventually, maximum 2 years, he'll get there. Absolutely. Third year in, he'll be the wide receiver one probably. He'll usurp Chris Godwin without much of an issue and kind of do his thing. Patience is key in this scenario, right? You're hoping that he's more of like a, until then, perhaps like a T. Higgins variant, you know, still, suitable top 20 wide receiver, but that's like a flex spot right there, and on the off occasion that he, has a bomb game or a fantastic game, I should say, that's awesome for you. So yeah, that's all I'll say there.
Rich, anything to add?
Not really. I mean, I kind of just said my piece early. I like him just because of I think Mike Evans is not going to be there obviously for too much longer, and Chris Godwin's got question marks in his own outright. Even though they did give him a contract, I mean he's got the injuries coming back from and all that. So I don't know. It's just going to be interesting to see. I think there's definitely targets to be had there, and I think he's in a good spot for them. So
we also have a sponsor, Dr. Squatch. So let's play that right now. Check them out. They're great. I use them every day. It's awesome. You can get some money off in order if you use our link. So check out Dr. Squatch.
See you around.
Let's talk about game day rituals. You set your lineups, you get your go-to snacks, and you find a spot on the couch right in front of the big screen. But if you smell worse than a locker room after overtime, you're already taking the L. That's why we're teaming up with Dr. Squatch to keep you smelling like a first-round pick. Dr. Squatch's all-natural soaps will help you feel fresher than a rookie with 4.3 speed. And right now, you can get $10 off a purchase of $20 or more. All I got to do is click the link in the show notes below. Don't fumble this deal. Head to drsquatch.com to upgrade your shower game today. Dr. Squatch, because winning your league is great, but smelling like a champion is even better.